Weak shit, don't bring that.
Alright, we got Tyree Tinsley here who got top 8 at the Fredericksburg Regional with the community. So he's going to show us his bag.
It's a little different than standard. I'm bad with these names, but 3 Ragnarok. This is the best level 8. It's Monster Reborn.
Did you say you have extras?
3
Can I get some?
3 Keplers. It's Shadows for contracts.
What the fuck is that?
3 Thomas.
Equivalent.
It can destroy a scale, especially when a DDD. Level 8 from the
equivalent,
scale effect adds back a face-up extra to DDD. Its scale effect's really important actually, because you can add like Ragnarok stuff, use effects or place a scale. 3 Swirl Slime, the polymerization from it. 3 Necro Slime, there's Miracle Fusion. Go above for the tuner, and 3 Gofu. I feel like this is a staple in DDs if you going forward, because it allows you to make Coral Dragon, and with either the Kepler or the Necro Slime, and also make Moonlight with. You can make Moonlight with these 2 as well. So that's really good against ABC and against.
Do you also run
BA and Blue Eyes. Against BA and Blue Eyes, you like bounce or Dante or whatever and make crystalline if you have access to a tuner. So it's really good. You can get the tokens, or you're going to get the tokens with a card I'm going to show later. And DD Sprite. It's a searchable tuner. If you don't know, this card reads. You can switch from this card from your hand, but root from play 1 face-up monster you control until the next standby phase. So, what you'll do is if you open like Where Arf Thou, you'll like use Gofu to get 2 tokens. Then you'll activate Where Arf Thou since the token's level 1. Add this to your hand, then banish a token for DD Sprite. So you can make another play. Considering you probably have like one of these in your hand, so you can make like some extended combos. So it was okay. I might cut it going forward. I don't know. We'll test more. But Gofu was amazing all day. Just make the Coral Dragon to clear it Backrow is really good.
You couldn't see yourself cutting Gofu?
No, it's stable. So I don't see how more people don't run this. I probably didn't know about it, but it's not really like a common thing. Yeah, it's not like one of those like it can come to your like.
Plus, it's relatively new.
Yeah, isn't it? So. And 2 Kaijus, the dark one and Gameciel. And these I chose to run the Kaijus because ABC 1 second. Also versus Blue Eyes and BA can like hit their Spear or Hope or Beatrice. It's also fine even if you go first because you have like draw cards like Allure and Titan, so you can Allure this, Titan this one. So they aren't like terrible going first. Unlike Max, we considered Maxi, but Maxi was like complete brick going first. Sure, it can dig you extra cards going second, but you're not always going to go second with and have Maxi in your hand. So leave you draw these, and plus you can draw these late in Kaiju. So they were fine. I'm probably going to switch this out for another Gameciel because 28's a little big. So. That was it for the monsters. 3 of the search for any monster in your deck. 3 desires. The reason I ran 3 desires is because going second you need 7 cards a lot of times. This is a combo deck to combat your opponent's boards, but in combination with like Allure and stuff, you actually can't resolve 2 of these. So I don't know how I feel about 3 of these going forward. It's kind of weird. It's really weird in this deck because 2 you won't have any cards left like to use. So I might just cut it down to 2. 3. Where is it at? 3 Allure. This card's kind of weirdness with that. You don't want to banish stuff like Ragnarok all the time, but you kind of just need specific hands. Like let's say you have like 2 of these slimes on another slime. You can't do anything with these kind of cards. So like you need to. Sure, banishing these you don't really want to, but you need to be able to play the game in the first place in order to like get started. And like removing extra copies of Gofu or the Kaiju going first is fine, but I feel like you need to run this one to like dig to your most important cards. So. Sometimes you can actually like blind away after you're done as well, because you can just hit the dark. It's already -1, so you know you can always blind away after you're done. 2 trade in, dump the Ragnarok or the Thomas. You usually want to dump Thomas. So Ragnarok if you have some crazy play, but usually not. 2 Where Arf Thou. Like I said, we do some crazy plays with this. like outside of the Gofu tokens, you can, if you open up like this, you can activate this, send this, then do your fusion, banish this one, this special summon this, then use Where Arf Thou and search for a tuner, so that way you have your tuner. You have access to a tuner and you can still normal summon, so you can make a formula right here, then banish this. So it can get, your plays can get kind of crazy with that. So even outside of the tokens, because at first, like originally this card is a little too narrow because it only works with it only worked with this, but with the Gofu you can actually, like, if you draw these or this, you can do a play. So it was, it wasn't dead. It was pretty good all day. It allows me to do some, some ridiculous combos. So if you end with the DR, you can you'll gain to 2,000. So like you'll be fine at 6,000 sometimes. If your board's like Hope Harbinger, Omega, and like Crystalling or Ultimaya, being a 6,000, your opponent's gonna die the next turn. So
it means like what their booth.
More ways to get to glow bulb seems strong too.
Yeah, especially about normal summon. So. Upstart, the fusion contract can break your hand, but you don't always want to have to add green sum in your hand, so being able to fuse outside of that's really relevant. One Fun and Foolish, tuner access, and only traps suck, especially in this deck, because you need a lot of combo cards, so you don't need to be, the worst thing to do is when you're drawing with all your draw cards, like these, you don't want to draw into trap cards, you want to draw into like combo cards, and drawing into just a whole bunch of, because you already have a lot of deck cards, because you can't use multiples of this, you don't want to draw that, so you really don't want to be drawing a trap card, so like this, I feel like this is the only way to, like, this is the only trap worth running because it's searchable, and it actually can disrupt a lot of ABC plays and any deck, like just about. So I hope Harbinger on this is really powerful. So it's 40 obviously. So I'll go for the extra deck, I guess. Over there. Let's go for the fusions first. Two of this one. This one's really bad actually. It's a normal monster. Like gaining life points is only relevant when late stage of the game. It's mainly used as level 7, so you can go for level 8s like Omega. But it is with Trishula, but this card is, you just have to play 2 though. It's not that good though. 2 Flame Genghis. I was thinking about playing 3, but extra deck. Well, me and my friend Jerome Porter, like he was one who basically helped me build the deck. He built the deck, like side deck and extra deck that morning, Saturday morning. So we decided 2 of this was fine. And luckily it worked out, but in hindsight, maybe 3 of this one. But those ones are actually really, really important for a lot of your combos. Like I feel like this one's like undervalued a lot when people are playing the deck.
That's how you get yourself in
It allows you to also make Ultimaya, which I'll explain in a minute. Beatrice's card is terrible. I never made it there once during the original. Hope. It's Hope. So. Heavy Storm. It's surprising I didn't summon as much. I summoned it like 3 times, but it's still ridiculous. Your opponent, like, a lot of times they won't like do anything like curing the 2 level 8s because they're waiting, but so you just slam this down and you can just win the game because they just don't know. And for synchros, Formula, Trishula, I feel like it's a staple because you just need a card, like a synchro that can swing the game in your favor immediately when it's summoned, and this allows you to do that. I won a few games. I won every game I summoned actually. So. Then I guess for the weird part is double Omega. With the Where Arf Thou, you're adding tuners to your hand, and when you do that, you have access to 2 level 8s. So instead of just having the 1, you just want to be able to make 2 of these is really, really important. Because not only do you make your opponent play with 4 cards, you put back your resources you use to make these. So, and also it's really relevant. Also against ABC and other random decks like BA, when he's in the graveyard, you can put their pieces back. That's in the graveyard. Like their A, B, and C, you can put those back along with like a card in your graveyard. So that's just, the graveyard pack is really important. It's funny. I face zombies and I just put his Mizuki back with this, so it kind of stopped him from playing after that. And I guess for the weird stuff, Coral Dragon, Black Rose, Moonlight, Ultimaya, and Crystalline. Alright, so
send him with that fucking spell.
You can summon this with Ultimaya, or you can summon the green summon and with Gofu and make this, and it's really good. Like I said, prior to this is against like Blue Blue Eyes, and all that, because it's just like really good. And you also use this as a stepping stone to go into Crystalline. And you have these. This is your Ultimaya combo. Like, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna summon. I'm not explaining any combos right here, but basically if you have these and like slime, you can synchro these for Coral Dragon. Then use the green slime to summon Genghis. So it's a tuner, so you can send it to the graveyard for Ultimaya. Then Coral Dragon let you draw a card. Then you set a card to make Crystalline. That was really important. I did this so much during the day because like normal like boards of these are what normal boards of DDs look like. They look like this and like a fusion, which like I saw a lot of these like boards when normal DDs play, but doesn't do anything because these don't do anything in your opponent's turn outside of you running Farfa, and this only takes a card out of your opponent, a card away from your opponent, so that makes your opponent play with 5. So they wanted more ways to like just make better boards. So like common boards I put up throughout the regional, like these I put up this board a few times. Like let's see, I put up this a few times, and I put up like this. I forgot what I had to make this board, but I put this up once. So like just having crystal is just really broken. Like this one, like it's not even just form, it's just whatever. So that's it for the extra. Side deck was terrible. I'm just gonna say it right now. I built to the line. Buster and 2 cherries. This is game if you see it. Hindsight, you should have ran 3. Because you can lure it away if it's dead. So and you want to see this in your opening hand. So we just ended up just going with it. I only saw this once and he was playing some bad rank 4 deck, so it was broken if you resolve it.
You know what you can't counter?
3 system down, powers out. You can't, like, what do they do after you resolve this?
All systems down.
I don't know. Like, you can actually, like, my friend right there, resolve system down on him. Round 8. You pay 1,000 win the game. Like, power's not going to turn back on. 3 Twin Twister broken in this deck because you got 3 cards. 3 Crush Card Virus against Blue Eyes. It's just a game, you resolve it. Especially going first, second, they have a board, flip it, they going first. They melody, you flip it. It's funny, I forgot its last effect because I haven't played this card in so long. So I sided against Lightsworn by mistake, and I actually played with this face down because I forgot that he could just send 3 wolves from his graveyard, from his deck to his graveyard. So I didn't want him to send 3 wolves. And in hindsight, he drew a lot of his wolves, so I'd have won in hindsight, but
he had the whole pack.
Yeah, so yeah. And 2 anti-spells. I really wanted something for Pendulum. This is broken with Yuga because they have to set everything, and you just like they have that and. Just have storm everything away. So.
Fair.
And one thing for Demise decks was contract errors. I also sided versus BA or anything. You go first against Demise. Sure, stay excited. And it's a surgical decree. Yeah, they can't play the game. So.
You have to just control a DD guy.
Yeah, it's a control a DD, which the whole deck.
Yeah.
So that's the deck. I'd like to give a shout out to Team Jobber, obviously the team I'm on, and Jay Freeze or Joan Porter. He's the one who basically like helped me with the deck. The main concept of the deck, like Gofu and everything. So going forward, I don't really know what changes to make, but like I said, you just play around with it and let's goldfish a lot of combos, and you'll pretty much get used to it. It's really fun, and I think it's really good. You can just fine tune it. Like I said, we built the deck the morning of, so it's obviously not perfect, but I feel like this version going forward is probably correct.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.